What's good, y'all? It's your boy Anish here, MIT class president turned hip-hop artist. And today, how I taught myself how to rap in 3 easy steps. Shout out to the Outliers, and let's get into it. Step 1, learn the game. Before I even started rapping, I became a huge hip-hop head, a huge fan of the greats that came before me. Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, Rakim, etc., etc. And when I studied the greats, I wasn't just vibing. I was listening to cadences, pockets, rhyme patterns, entendres, emotion, rhythm, lyricism, etc., etc. I became a fan of the craft. Something that helped me was taking inspiration from artists you look up to and mixing it in to create something that is yours. For example, I take the motivational tone of a Big Sean, I couple it with the rhyme scheme and cleverness of a J. Cole, and then I sandwich that all together with the bravado of a Jack Harlow. And when I combine all of my inspirations, I was able to write this song called Run It, which is unreleased. But here's a little tidbit of what it might sound like.
Young and hungry on the mic, right tin. Hoodie mellow, shooting jumpers on the thunder lightning. Baby Creed in the ring with young Drago fighting. Uppercut, left, right, fight, win. My old flame, see I never lost my buzz, no Rogaine. The propane and gas, I be blowing up like old Wayne. Okay, I regain, now I'm building a fan base. 5-city tour, new music, they can't wait.
I took confidence, wordplay, and a motivational tone, and I put it all together. Study the greats, find inspiration, mimic the things you like, and then put it all into your own verse and make it your own style. To summarize, take inspirations from artists that you enjoy listening to and put it into something where you're amalgamating it to create your own thing. For me, that was cultural, motivational, introspective, and romantic. I took inspirations for artists that did those 4 things well, and I've combined it into my own style or my own niche, so to speak. At some point, I'll definitely do a deep dive video on how I found my 4 areas of hip hop, but that's a good example of how I leveraged artists that I look up to help create and craft my own sound and my own lanes. Step 2, start and iterate. The first verse that you're gonna write is probably not gonna be the final product. In some ways though, if you're very gifted, it might be. For me, when I started, I remember scribbling, writing things 1,000 times, erasing, changing my mind, going through the process, not really sure, but each and every time that I started a verse and I iterated and built on it, I got something way better. For example, I wrote this song called Chosen One 2-3 months ago in the studio. I had done all the verses, I recorded it, I came back the next few days and I listened to it. It didn't sit well with me, so I went back to the lab, I got my pen out again, I rewrote all the verses, we re-recorded it in the studio, I listened back, and it was more on point with what I was looking for in terms of the song vision, in terms of how I wanted people to feel when they listened to it. Here's a small snippet of what the verse sounded like before.
Phase 2, the Heatles, jerseys burning in Toledo. Took my talents to the South Beach. I ain't won yet, so they doubt me. The doubt creeps, the loud.
And then here's what it sounded like after when I made the changes and I rewrote it.
Heatles came fast on the phase 2. Jersey burning in Toledo cause they hate you. I was in the South Beach but they doubt me. Loud screams when the doubt creeps. Game 6 we was down 3. Tie game now I'm killing it in OT. OG's talking that bull like it's 03. Maz meltdown.
And while it's not a recipe to always rap fast because it just depends on the song and the vibe, this specific recipe and this specific song called for me to have a more energetic and dynamic cadence, delivery, and emotion around it. So that's why I made that change. And that's a good example of starting, iterating, improving, and perfecting. Because at the end of the day, the hardest thing to do is to start. I think the easiest thing to do is to iterate. It's better to start, because if I wouldn't have started, I wouldn't have even known that I needed to change it. But if I would never have started, I wouldn't have been able to get to that second step in the process. Your best verse might be your first verse sometimes. It might be your 100th verse sometimes. It's just a matter of starting and going with your gut. The more you write and iterate, the better you're gonna get. Expand your vocabulary, learn new styles, learn new pockets, and learn new flows. Find new wordplay, new metaphors, new entendres. There's a lot of experimentation you can do. And the only way you can experiment is to start and to iterate and to keep getting better. And a bonus tip here would be when you're writing a verse, find your 3 favorite rappers. How would they deliver this verse? How would they write this? What would they say? What is the style and the cadence they would use? And when you put yourself in shoes of people that inspire you, it'll force you to expand, to grow, and to try new things. That's a little cheat code there that you can leverage. And finally, step 3, perform and record yourself. This is exactly how I developed my sound and how I got better as a rapper in terms of finding my voice. I would do freestyles, I would record verses on my phone, I would go and do open mics, and I surrounded myself with people who had been in the game for a while, right? I found producers that I loved, I found artists that I look up to. They gave me honest feedback. Your vocal tone here is a little choppy, or this word isn't enunciated correctly, or I didn't really feel how this verse sounded. I think it can sound a little smoother. As an example, this is Can't Hang, one of my first singles on my first EP, ABCD, in 2019.
Shot like a missile, I'm a drive to the middle. Killer instinct with an inkling and instant. Shoot from distance, leave an imprint, I sink it. Not an inch less, cause I'm strict with my English. Spin it off glass with the swish like I'm vintage. Hey, so I'ma take it back. When they shouted and laughed, they ain't give me a chance.
And then compare that to 6 years later, this song called Pressure, which is unreleased, and it's one of my newest songs in 2025.
Pressure, I'm climbing out a rabbit hole. Never seen impossible, black and gold of a rapper hole. I'm a rapper though, rapid flow with some heart and soul. That's my artist goal, rocky road, but I'm rocky though. Checklist with no exit, isolated like Brexit. They selling out like Craigslist, my drive don't stop like Lexus. Oedipus Rex, you stuck in a loop, I'm Oliver Twist. I'm taking the soup, I am rich.
So you can already hear the difference between the two in terms of finding my voice, in terms of my comfortability delivering in the pocket, in terms of the wordplay, in terms of the intonation. This comes with time, this comes with practice, this comes with repetitions. But don't be afraid to record something, critique yourself, and send it to a few people that you really trust. Maybe it's your music manager, maybe it's your best friend who you've been making beats with in the studio. Maybe it's a mentor or an artist that you work with. For me, I really trusted my producers, Jorge and Leanne, some of my artist friends like Haji Springer, Yusuf. So you just gotta find a few people that you really trust that can give you the honest feedback that actually know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, measuring your success over a 6-month period is a really good sort of benchmark for yourself. So every 6 months, I go back and I look at what I did 6 months prior, and I try to listen to see if there's a bit of improvement in terms of the verse, in terms of the cadence, in terms of songs that I've created, in terms of the production, etc., etc. And over time, you'll hear a difference. You may not necessarily wake up one day and realize, wow, I sound way different, but it's a gradual improvement over time, and it's the whole idea of 1% better every day. To summarize, Step 1, learn the game, learn the greats, copy them, but make it your own. Step 2, start and iterate. Keep practicing, keep getting better, and don't be satisfied with what you're writing. Keep expanding your mind, keep iterating on what you've created. And step 3, perform and record. There's no better way to perfect yourself as a rapper than to record yourself, to listen back, and to garner feedback from professionals in the industry. I've been in this industry about 10 years now, and I'm still learning and growing. I started out scribbling verses in silence, not knowing what I was doing, was super awkward, camera shy, didn't really know how to rap. I sounded super awkward on the mic. I didn't really have a voice. I didn't really have a tone. To going on tour, doing album release parties, dropping merch. And I have people that come up to me and DM me and say, you're a huge inspiration and you make me want to rap. And all that to say, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's persistence, consistency, and patience. If I can do it, you can too. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Drop a comment below. Let me know your favorite part of this video. Let me know a topic you'd like me to do in the future on this channel. I'm doing videos every Friday: music business, music mindset, music entertainment, and music technique. I just dropped a video last week called 5 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Started Rapping. You can find it here. Most of my viewers on this channel are not subscribed. If you guys could hit the subscribe button below, that'd mean a lot to me. I'd really appreciate it. See you guys next Friday, and shout out to the Outliers.
First heard Anish rap many years ago, and I was like, this man is going everywhere.
Ambition got me ending on a high note. I know. Ambition got me, yeah, I know.
Did he say 4:30?
Well, hopefully he didn't. Did he say 4:30?
He said 4:30.
4:30? Ghost ain't gonna answer his phone call.